Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Coraline. And this movie came out in 2009 and is directed by Henry Selick, the same director as The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I thought this movie was great. I really enjoyed the world that this movie was set in. I liked a lot of the reincorporations that were in the film, and I really enjoyed the animation. I thought it was great, and overall, it just gave me exactly what I was hoping for, and I really liked the characters in the movie, especially our main character, Coraline. I thought she was a likable character, and you could easily understand what she would want, and she just wants things to do and, not be trapped in this, depressing, nothing to do world, and she wants to go outside and, do things, and not in a her parents are very overly protective, not in that kind of way, but she just wants to do things, but her parents aren't really in favor of that because they have other things that they have to do, and they're always working, and they don't really spend time with her, and she's just really bored. And I thought her character was well set up, and it made sense to me why she did the things that she did in the movie, and I liked the side characters a lot. I thought they were also well defined. I really liked characters that had not a whole lot of screen time, but they were really easy to be defined who they are just from the one scene that they were introduced, and I thought they were very memorable. I do like all of these side characters. None of them got annoying to me, and I liked the characters who lived in the basement or the lower level of that house that the main family, was living in. And I also liked a lot of the other characters, and I liked the character designs in the movie, and no one stood out to me as distracting or it pulled me out of it. And when a character looks a certain way, it kind of makes sense the way that they would look. The dad in the movie is crunched over like this, and it makes sense because he's always on his computer, and I thought that added to the movie. And the only character design that I wasn't too super into was the mom character. For the most part, I didn't have an issue with her, but she had this thing on her neck. It looked like a neck brace to me, and I'm not sure if that was supposed to be the case or not. It didn't look like a neck brace, but it just wasn't communicated to me well at all as to what that was supposed to be. And as far as character designs go, that's the only one that I have an issue with, but the rest of them I liked, and I liked this other world that this movie explores. There's some really cool and interesting character designs, and it's really creepy and really beautiful, and it looks great. The animation is great for the most part. Sometimes you can tell that there's a little bit of imperfections in a couple of parts, but for the most part it looks very consistent, and it never took me out of the experience. And I liked Wyborn in this movie. I thought he was a fun character, and the comedic moments, while minimal, I did enjoy them, and there were parts that stood out to me as kind of lighthearted and fun, and there are points where it gets really dark and pretty disturbing, especially for a kid's movie, and apparently that's one of the things this movie is kind of famous for, is just being really dark and disturbing. I kind of love that about the movie. I'm glad to say that it's not a film that is afraid of going down that territory of being really dark. And I love movies that take risks and they pay off, and there's this tonal thing where it's light at points but dark at many points, but it balances out everything out pretty well, and it never feels distracting to me. For me personally, I would compare it to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where a lot of people didn't really like that movie because it was really dark. I personally don't mind it. Not just now as an adult, but even as a kid, I didn't mind it. Probably because I watched movies that were that violent or dark when I was a kid, like Terminator 1 and 2 and stuff like that. And it just didn't really bother me or stand out all that much. And I'm not sure if I would say this movie's too dark to the point where it's too scary for kids. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask about that. But I'm just saying how much I enjoyed the movie, and personally, it doesn't bug me at all. But I can understand people who don't like the movie because it's dark, and I thought the music worked well, and it always complemented the scenes that it was in. It was nice and added to the mood of the film, and my only issue with the movie would be the third act, and that it kind of felt like it was stretched out too long, and there was a couple little things that kind of stood out to me as like not perfect in terms of the writing, and I just felt as though there could have been something that could have been improved upon, but for the most part it's pretty well done and really great, and there's lots of it that I really enjoyed, and there's also lots of nice little tiny details, not reincorporations, but little sprinkles of details of things that I really appreciated about the movie. Like the characters in this movie, they moved from Michigan all the way to Oregon, and I thought that was a nice setting for the film. And they also had like snow globes, with one of them being the Detroit Zoo, and the dad in this movie, he had like a Detroit, Michigan sweatshirt on, and I thought that was a nice detail to add. And there was just lots of nice things that I liked about the movie, and I could go on for longer, but if I were to do that, then I might spoil something by accident, so I'm not going to say anything else. And a lot of things were very well set up. It was a lot of fun for me, always entertaining. It never felt boring to me, and lots of likable characters, and overall, I thought it was great. So definitely check this movie out if you ever come around to it, and I'm going to give Coraline a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Coraline, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.